Greetings all, thedvsmonkey here. Thought I'd do something different today rather than just sitting in my studio with the blue background. I decided to come into my library and try a different lighting setup so that I can go over today's exciting news. It happened out of the blue, wasn't expecting it, but I got the SmallRig cage. So now my Sony ZV1 vlogging setup is finally complete. So pretty stoked about that because, again, I wasn't expecting it for probably at least another month and a half. I honestly didn't expect it before the end of November. But the ordeal is done. I now finally have it all put together. So again, this is the final setup now. And what I've done, and everything will be linked in the description of what each piece is. I'm going to go over it really quick. I'm not going to stretch this video out too long because I kind of already went over all this on yesterday's video on how I set this up. And I said that the only thing that was going to change was when I got the cage. So real quick, we got the Sony ZV1. It has a, I think it's JJC 52mm thread adapter that gets adhered to around the lens. And then I have the Zome 0.45 times wide angle lens put on it. This is all surrounded now by a SmallRig cage. And then I got a SmallRig mini top handle to go on there. I just continue to use this dead cat on top for the internal mics because I think they sound just fine. Now I have all that sitting on a, you can't really see it, but it's a Peak Design standard plate, which sits on a SmallRig quick release adapter, which then sits on the Sony Bluetooth grip. I also have Anker Astro E1 5200 milliamp power brick, and that's just Velcroed around the top of the Bluetooth grip beneath the SmallRig thingy. And then I have these rubber grip things cut out and adhered to the Bluetooth grip all over the place because the Bluetooth grip is just too damn slippery. And all that is put together. Oh, I forgot, there's also an HDMI cable holder. So you adhere that to the cage and then you put the holder over the door and the cable. That's how it's suggested to use it. So that way the little door isn't flapping around. And then you have that on there and you take it down and you're good to go. All right, so this is it. This is how I'm going to be using this thing now. You can see the handle. It's got enough room up front like I like so that you can, you know, sort of split your fingers there. Right now, with everything that's on here, it seems to ride back a little bit. So, I mean, you're going to have to tip it forward, but this whole setup is just so light, it doesn't really make a difference. The one thing I did was I had Velcro straps that put it across on the top here around this part. And then I had another one that came down below the legs. And last night I took that off because I realized that this is on here good enough. So now I can close the legs and get a grip around the entire handle. And you're good to go. And again, the Velcro is on there. I have two Velcro straps going around the actual brick, and then one that goes through behind on the inside here that wraps around the grip. It doesn't stop it from spinning or tilting forward and back and all that kind of stuff. And I thought that that actually ended up working out better in case I want to move it. It was a little tough to do when it was wrapped around the legs. So, but this is perfect for me now when I'm holding it out wherever I want to hold it. And again, it's given it an additional amount of weight because I thought that the camera was too light by itself, and it made all the jittering that much more evident. So now when I open this up, it's relatively weight-wise centered. You can see it's not going any one way. I kind of have that balanced out pretty well, and everything else works just fine. And you can hold it from below, you can hold it from above so that you can do the broad sweeping movements, you know, down low and all that kind of stuff when you're carrying it. And, you know, it's just perfect. And the one thing that I found, as an aside, right now, if you look at the screen, you can see that the little battery is not showing that it's plugged in. and I had said that I thought that this brick didn't work. There's a little button. It's underneath here. So when you push this button, watch the lights come on. Boom. Now the lights come on and tell you how much battery life there is. And now you can see that it is indeed showing that it's plugged in. So that was user error, that I didn't realize it. It might not even have been the cable. It might have been that I just plugged it in and thought that it was going to work. And it showed that it wasn't, and I just pulled it out and went to the next thing. Got to look at your gear, man. So this now is my final vlogging setup. This is my run and gunner. Obviously, I'm filming on my A6600 SmallRig. I just picked everything up off the floor, you know, as it's mounted on my tripod, and just brought it into the library. Okay, so that's it. You know, it has taken me a while to come up with my final setups for my 3 camera rigs. They are final now. And the A6600, which I already did a video on and listed everything out, that's done. It's good to go. Nothing needs to change. I do not need anything additional for this setup. It's good to go. Love it. And now that I finally got the cage and put everything together the way that I wanted it, this ZV1 is now perfect and set up exactly the way that I want it. The A7 III was always perfect. I mean, it's just the camera, a grip, and whatever lens I happen to put on it, and a strap. So it's fantastic. All 3 cameras, total Sony fanboy. Everything works great. If you have any questions about any of that stuff, just let me know. What I have decided to do, and I spent all morning doing this, is that I went through and, like, for the A6600 SmallRig build out and the description, I put what everything was and I linked everything to it. And then yesterday, I kind of did the same thing with the vlog setup, except today, now with the additional pieces and everything, I did another one. So today's video description will have links for everything for this ZV1 vlog setup, and then my usual affiliate links and links to my website and all that kind of stuff, and that's it. Going forward, though, in every one of my descriptions, I'm going to kind of be like everybody else where they put what all their gear is. So it's going to have these 2 cameras full setup with what the pieces are and a link to where you can get them. So that way you guys don't have to go out and try to look all that shit up. Everything is all going to be right in the description, and you should be good to go. And, you know, have at it. Maybe you might find something that works better for you. Maybe you don't want all this crap. But if you do, I did the work for you, and it's all there. Okay, that's it. That's all I want to talk about today. I did not want to belabor the point since all I did was add a cage, but I just sort of wanted to let you know that everything is done now. And now it's all about filming, posting videos, and you know, helping out as many people as I can. So again, if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free, drop me a line, leave it on whatever video, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So as always, thanks for joining me. Like, subscribe, and all that shit. And remember, kids, forward and up.